So we're going to solve this the exact same way as we would with an x, but this time we're going to visualize a vertical number line or a y-axis. Same inverse operations apply. We can start with the multiplicative or the additive inverse. We're going to start with the additive inverse first, then show how to solve with the multiplicative inverse. Plus 15 has an inverse of minus 15. So we're going to subtract 15 from both sides of the inequality. We now have negative 2/3 y is greater than negative 2/3 y plus 0 is greater than 3 minus 15 is going to give us a negative 12. We know we're going to have a negative value because negative 15 has the greatest absolute value compared to 3, and 15 minus 3 is 12. So now we need to multiply by the reciprocal. We have negative 2/3 y. We're going to multiply both sides by negative 3/2, because that's going to give us 6/6y or 1y. We're going to multiply this by negative 3/2. So now we have 1y isolated, 1y. Since we multiplied both sides by a negative, we're changing the direction of our inequality. Y is now going to be less than or equal to. Now let's show some work down here. Some of us are learning to do this in our head, which is great, but if not, let's make it clear. We have 12/1 times negative 3/2. Negative 12 times negative 3 is positive 36/2, which gives us 18. So we know that y must be less than or equal to 18. Let's do this one more time, but cross simplify. So we're going to have negative 12/1 times negative 3/2. And let's recognize common factors here. So negative 3 and 1 don't have common factors to simplify by, but 2 and negative 12 can both be divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. And negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18/1, or simply 18. Y is less than or equal to 18. On our number line, we have 1, 2, 3 spaces to make 9, which means each space must represent 3 units. Positive 18 is our point of reference, so we're going to come right here, and we're making a solid dot because of this equal to part of the inequality. Y is less than or equal to 18, so it can be 18 or anything less. And less in this case is down. So right here, we're going to see the same inequality, but this time we want to go ahead and use the multiplicative inverse first. So our denominator, what's being divided, is 3. So if we multiply everything by 3, we can clear fractions from our inequality. So I'll put parentheses here to show I want to multiply by 3. We got to do the same thing on this side to keep the integrity of our inequality. These little arrows here are to remind us of the distributive property, so we know to multiply both terms, and don't forget the second one. So negative 2/3 times 3. If you multiply and divide something by the same thing, we're going to have a numerator left. Really quickly, scratch word. Negative 2/3 times 3/1 equals negative 6/3 equals negative 2. All this work shows us that if we know if we're multiplying by the denominator, we're just going to come right back here. So we have negative 2y plus, what's 3 times 15? Well, that's 45. 3 times 10 plus 3 times 5, 30 plus 15 is 45. And it is still greater than or equal to, now it's 9 here. So we will now subtract 45 from both sides. We're definitely going to have a negative value here. Negative 45 has a much greater absolute value than positive 9. So the question is, what's 45 minus 9? Well, that's 36. In this case, it needs to be negative 36. And we have negative 2y plus 0 greater than or equal to negative 36. Let's divide both sides by the coefficient of negative 2. When we divide by a negative, we flip the symbol. Our symbol now has the opposite. Instead of greater than, it is less than. We have positive 1y. Negative 36 divided by negative 2 is going to be positive 18, just like we found previously. And we'll practice putting it on the number line once again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 is our reference point. Y is equal to 18 or it's less than 18. It is 18 or below 18.